I don't know what any of this shit is, and I'm fucking scared.
First, you're gonna tell me about this science stuff.
Sorry about that. What is a scientist?
You caught me like I'm experimenting with
Science!
It's like magic with electricity.
I know that. I'm not stupid. I'm smarter than you.
The smartest scientists in the entire world all agree science is a liar sometimes.
Seriously, this could not seem less scientific.
Those idiots don't know anything about science.
It's science.
I believe it's pronounced science.
This is the least scientific thing I've ever seen.
So I'm just experimenting with them.
You be quiet!
Thank you, scientist.
Morb's a nice break from ducks. Can't all be ducks. And that saying goes back for thousands of years.
I've heard that.
They cannot all be ducks.
No. Sometimes you got a morb.
Sometimes you get a morbid duck. And yeah, that's probably about the legs of that joke.
Yeah.
Under the guise of science. Hello, I'm Charles.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Yeah, we are. And welcome to another exciting episode. We haven't done one in a while. I mean, it'll just be the next episode for everybody else.
Yeah, no,
but
what was it? We had like a week and a half, at least.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So much has changed in the world. I mean, I don't know.
I'm waiing for you to go on.
Pay attention to fucking anything. If it doesn't get brought up on a podcast,
yeah,
I don't know about it. And I'm currently listening to podcasts that are several years old, so I know about that shit already.
I do like that we're getting more daylight, little by little.
Yeah. And then next this Sunday, we're gonna get a whole extra hour of it.
Oh yes.
Yeah, dude.
Nice.
Now, I've done zero research on this, but I heard, much like I heard last year, that this is the last time it'll be moving forward, and they're not going to set it back.
I keep hearing that too. Yeah, I don't know.
That holds the same amount of weight as by posting this thing on my Facebook page, I don't give Facebook the right to use my pictures. Because starting Monday, they're going to own all your pictures.
Yeah, they own that post and your pictures.
Like
it's in that I accept thing that you don't read.
Yeah, it already fucking happened.
Right.
You're not gonna weasel out of it now. Guaranteed to be 55 or older person.
Yeah,
those are the only people I see sharing it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like whoever came up with that. Like I wonder, was it someone being a dick? Because that's great. Because then every couple of months, I could just scroll through his feed and just there it goes again. Or she.
Yeah,
women can be dicks too.
Anybody can be an asshole. Doesn't matter what you consider your gender to be. You too can be an asshole.
Asshole knows no gender, or genders know no assholes. I don't know. Whichever one of those does the right thing. Let's see who's fucking.
So for daylight savings though, I'm very torn on that, whether we need it or not. Because what would you get an extra hour coming home, but then you're also going to work in the dark? Like I don't know. Like it's a double-edged sword. I feel like because you're screwing yourself one way where it's going to be like, all right, it's 8 o'clock in the morning and the sun's still not up yet in the wintertime.
I don't know, because you get it. Yeah, so it would stay lighter later, and then just get darker. It would stay darker
also.
later. All right, so it would just do everything later.
Right.
Which
1 hour. in fact.
Yeah. 60 minutes, I've heard.
Harry Carey.
Yeah, fucking love doing that voice. It just pops into that. I used to be real good at it, to where you could. It'd be a seemingly completely unrelated story, and then he would just tie it in with the last name of a player. And I can't think of any last names of baseball players right now to fucking do it. Hey, what's some of them other baseball players? What are we at?
That currently, can you do it with Altuve? Or but Judge is probably an easy one. There's a word there that means other things.
Last week I was at a farmer's market, and they had a competition, and they couldn't decide who was gonna win the largest pig, so they had to bring in an additional judge. Speaking of Judge, 3-2 coming up. Here's the pitch. There we go. Thank you.
Excellent.
I knew I could still do it.
Like riding the bike.
Yeah. It's remembering baseball players' names just because I don't watch it as much. And even though I've had a fantasy baseball team for the last 2 or 3 seasons in a row, I still can't retain any baseball players' names anymore.
Yeah, you got to watch.
It's just hockey. Hockey is the only thing that's up there for me.
I got into hockey due to also the COVID fantasy sports leagues. So I never used to like it, but I don't know. I can follow it better now. The trick for me with hockey, it's because the other shit, I've told you before, I know the rules to the other stuff. So I just feel like a moron watching hockey. I don't know anything, like they're just moving around and then the ref says stop and I don't know what the fuck's going on. So
I mean, it's just like Nintendo hockey on NES. It's just moving around until they say stop.
Until someone's got a concussion. Actually, they don't even stop the hockey with concussions, right?
They do
just
now.
On the fly.
Yeah.
Get them out.
Like they'll get guys off the ice and then it's they'll try to get them into the dark room or the quiet room. I don't know. It all sounds like a horror movie title, but it's
So even if hockey players like can't fight, so to speak, I still wouldn't want to fight one because I feel like I'd break my hand on their head before anything actually happened to them. Just power through it until the hands are around your throat.
Yeah, they're tough fellas, and I was never. I liked playing physically, but like throwing the body around. But
you were a finesse guy. You were Crosby.
I wouldn't say that either. I'm way better looking.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue.
Hockey's fun. I like hockey.
Yeah,
that's
sports
me
in general.
wrapping it up because I fucking forgot what I was talking about.
Sports in general are cool. Watch these guys do shit I can't do.
That fucking I forget what it's called already, but it's called like SeaTac something or other. But it's like it's 2-on-2 volleyball, but you're only allowed to use your feet. Have you seen that?
No.
It's like badminton rules essentially, but
Jesus.
you're only allowed to kick, and it's like obviously very tall, lanky dudes.
So it's like juggling, I guess, like what soccer juggling. I mean, you know how like the dudes can just like do whatever with their feet and send it in different directions and shit. So they're doing like backflips and
yeah, like it's only like it's only like big. You know, in Street Fighter, when you'd press back in the strong kick button and it would do like the high roundhouse kick, it's like that.
That's pretty sick.
It's just like lots of that and bicycle kicks, and that's it. Because it's the same, but with volleyball and badminton, it's 3 times up in the air max, and on the third one, it has to get over the net.
Right. Yeah,
So
they usually do like one to save it, one to set up, and then one to get it over, like that.
Yeah. That kind
With
of
their
dealy.
feet. Jesus.
Yeah. Only feet. Only feet. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it's delicious.
More things I can't do.
Yeah, it's got a crazy name too. I'll look it up real quick. Let's see. Foot volleyball.
Sounds like that wrestler Antonio Rocca, I think his name was. He used to just beat people with his feet back in.
Oh, I thought you said his ring name was Foot Volleyball. What the hell is this? Not foot volley. Oh, CPAC Takraw.
CPAC Takraw? That's what?
CPAC Takraw. 3 for 4 on the afternoon. What a 2.
Well, good for them.
Yeah, right? Good for them being tall.
Yeah.
Good at
Someone good with their feet.
I mean, you have to be good at like martial arts by default. Right? Like who can kick like that and isn't good at kicking people?
Right. No, maybe they're like glass cannons, though, like they call it. You know, they can take your head off, but can't take a hit.
That could be all right. Yeah, either that or they got a glass foot. They can only kick the ball. If I try to kick a skull.
Yeah, like those shin kicks that the MMA do. Oh, I don't know how more people don't break their own foot kicking people in the shin like that.
Yeah. There's what's the one where it's only kicks? Muay Thai?
Is that the one from the Van Damme movie where they put the glass on their knuckles? That one, but I don't know.
I don't know. I don't. I was never really good at the Van Damme movies.
I'm better at
like
the Van Damme movies than knowing the different martial arts.
The Van Damme movies and the Seagal movies were right in that age range for me when they were really popular. When you would just, or at least I would. I mean, I wasn't the only one, but just if someone at school would be like, "Oh man, did you see this one?" I'd be like, "Yup, it was great." Just whatever it was. Right. I saw that movie. Yeah, you remember the part?
He punched him.
And then he won at the end, and he held his hands up. It was like, "Yep,
and
I remember
the girl
that."
Kissed him.
Yeah.
And he saved her grandpa or whatever the fuck he was started it. I was watching that. I went into like a rabbit hole today, and I saw Tom Segura talking about Steven Seagal.
Oh God, yeah.
How he's an actual cop. There's a chance you can get pulled over by Steven Seagal.
Yeah, I think he's a sheriff.
Yeah,
he's part of the sheriff's department. Like he's been deputized in wherever the hell it is, somewhere in the South, like Louisiana,
Tennessee
possibly.
or something.
Tennessee,
like maybe,
possibly.
Wherever.
Yeah, I just love the just whatever you're talking about. I've been doing that for 20, 30 years. He's usually listed as one of the worst hosts of Saturday Night Live ever. Obviously, not just from the viewers' standpoint, but also from the cast as well.
Anyone that had to talk to him.
Yeah. But he apparently, it was just he didn't want. He was I don't want to say taking himself too seriously, but I guess kind of taking he didn't want to be silly.
Okay.
He wanted to just look cool in all this.
Yeah, he has a certain image of himself that he wants to maintain and keep out there. Everybody is laughing at him about that super cool image because he's 65 years old.
But yeah, and like that was like people not trying to throw him under the bus for like, you know, same thing that you just said. He's got an image to uphold, but it's just come on, fucking make fun of yourself and the people, the ever growing number of people who think you're ridiculous because of your ridiculous only be cool persona.
Yeah,
might like you a little more.
Look at fucking Ice Cube. Like he was a bad motherfucker, and now he's in, you know, family vacation RV movies and shit. Like, hey, he's like, whatever. You know, I'm old now. It's chill. Pay me. Don't take yourself so seriously.
You got kids. You're allowed to know the names of Are We There Yet? I
didn't know that. I legit didn't know the name, but I knew enough about it. Like I can picture the trailer.
I've never seen the trailer.
Oh, that's all I've seen.
Okay.
Sorry, Ice Cube. No disrespect. I have all your music.
You know, this is going to be a tough bump for him. All the shit he's catching on this episode. I hate to do it to him, but Ice Cube, I hope you can pull your shit together.
Sorry. Yeah, when he listens to this, I can't even imagine what must be. What?
He's just going to be devastated.
Yeah.
It's going to be broken.
I love those guys. 10 episodes.
Ice Cube
going to email us.
Yeah. Vulture.com writes an article about Ice Cube tapping out on the 11th episode. Here's 35 things Ice Cube didn't like about episode 11 on BuzzFeed.
There's no such thing as bad publicity, though, so
yeah,
that'll only help.
We just got to get FartBarf to start throwing a little publicity our way, man.
Yeah.
Come on, FartBarf. We're upholding our end of the bargain. I guess they are too, because they're letting us use their song. All right, well then just play an East Coast show and we'll call it square.
Right. That'll even it out. Play an East Coast show with Ice Cube, because you know you guys want to play with Ice Cube, and everyone wants to see Ice Cube, so.
Who fucking doesn't?
Yeah.
Oh man, Ice Cube comes out. Ice Cube comes out and raps over Panopticon.
Yeah, come on.
What are you guys doing?
Yeah,
come on, FartBarf.
I'll start a GoFundMe today.
That's a fantastic GoFundMe. Let's start that GoFundMe for real, and that's going on all of our social medias.
Yeah, we'll link that to everything.
Which, by the way, our social medias under the Guise of Science, at Facebook, at Instagram, Guise spelled Guise, under the Guise of Science at gmail.com. What's that Twitter one?
Twitter is at Science Guys.
All right. This was fun. See you next week, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We're fooling. It's a joke.
That was a good joke, though. I enjoyed that joke, even if no one else did.
It would be great because people look down at their phone or streaming devices and go, "Well, it can't be. There's another 48 minutes of this," and there's just dead air. Fucking show them.
Just hear my kids in the background. Nothing else.
It's like the bonus tracks on albums where it's just studio noise in the background, just shit getting knocked over.
I hated that shit. And the only reason they did that was because the CDs could hold 80 minutes of music. So they would put all that dead space in and then put a 2-minute bullshit at the end. It's like the Marvel, it was cute in phase 1. Ooh, wait till after the credits. But now the movies are 3.5 hours long, and I have to pee really bad. Now I got to sit through these and even the credits are 20. It gets to the logos, and it's a screen and a half. Like, it just keeps going. It's like, we know it's not cute anymore. Just put that last scene in, and then let me go pee, and let's end this transaction.
Yeah, even just do the just like the credit scene where it's just,
yeah. There's that mid credit where you put like the important names and some kind of cool graphic, and then a little yeah.
Oh man, all the gaffers, grips, and caterers would be so pissed.
Sorry, Italy unit.
Yeah. Sorry, 3 guys with the same exact name somehow. That's just a numbers game. If you just pick a popular name, I mean, you're putting a billion fucking names up there at the end of the fucking movie. Obviously, some of them are going to overlap.
You don't say. My name is Chris Allen. Do you know what it was like at work during that American Idol run? Hey, you did good last night. Oh,
God.
Yeah, that's the joke we're still making. You're going to do this all season. That's what you're going to say to me in the morning. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't even know there was a guy, Chris Allen, on American Idol.
Yeah, and then, oops, turns out your account's locked out. Leave me alone now.
Oh, your account's locked out, and it says it'll only unlock if you get a new fucking joke. Sorry.
Yeah, right. It says it's the error message.
Yeah.
Right there.
Yeah, it says ER 400 after it.
And then when
it's got to be real.
When he got eliminated, like many people, it wasn't even just like one. They would come up. Many people came over and said, "Oh, sorry, you got eliminated." I'm like, I'm not fucking him. What are we doing?
Oh, but fucking him. Oh, that's a different story, right? I got all my life. It was just one Charlie after the other. It was Charlie Brown, then the Charlie from All Dogs Go to Heaven. And then
You Can Never Come Back.
No, apparently not. Or I've actually never seen it. There's something involving pizza, because people would be like, "Oh, Charlie Pizza," and I'm like, "Sure, all right."
Yeah. Yes. Where?
I do, in fact, enjoy it. What was the other one? Put a pin in pizza. We're gonna get back to pizza in a second. There's something that'll remind me. Charlie bit my finger. Oh fuck, man.
Okay.
I was already in my 20s at that point. And just anybody, Charlie, just anytime they saw me. And then there was that Charlie the Unicorn video with Charlie Go to Candy Mountain. It's a YouTube. It was an early YouTube smash.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The early days. Sorry, little hiccup.
Oh, quite all right. Back to pizza. I wanted to bring this up because I just remembered it. I was at a pizza place once, and this guy's talking to an old lady about her grandkids, and she's just talking about their lives, and he's real excited and interested and listening. Just like, oh yeah, that's really great. That's great. Hey, how old are they? Small? And even put his hand up like hip height. To
mime the age.
To mime the age of the number small. There's only 3 ages: small, medium, and large. And that is science.
Oh, jeez. What does he write on a driver's license?
Even the driver's license ID number is just small, large, medium, large.
Date of birth, large. Well,
and it turned out, yes, they were small.
Yeah,
that is how old they were, as luck would have it.
So, do we want to talk about the pizza as far as the shape?
Oh, what about the shape of the pizza?
Want to go right into that?
So like round or square pie? They got square pies.
They do have square pies. But
they got those flatbreads. They're kind of oval, a little bit elliptical, dare I say. But they're flat, though.
They are very flat.
I see what you are doing with this.
I'm trying to transition, but I don't know if we were ready to do it yet, because it's kind of like we're having fun here, and this is going to bring us. I feel like it's going to bring me down, just because it kind of.
Well, no, the angrier you get, the more I'm going to laugh at you. So
yeah, it's going to be good for everybody else, but
yeah. So yes, sometimes you got to put yourself in the barrel. And just get angry.
All right, fair. Yeah. So flat Earth. That's the discussion today. We're going to talk about the flat Earth movement. Go.
So it is flat, correct? The Earth is flat.
From where I'm standing, I look up and yeah. So that must be it, because I'm obviously the center of the universe. So wherever I look, that's the way it works. I'm not just a fucking, I don't know, happenstance of shit that, like we've talked about, like the fucking dominoes that fell for this to be happening right now, and the fucking audacity to and I have sympathy too, because in one of previous episodes we talked about confirmation bias and the way the brain works, and there's, I guess, a group or a section of the population that, for whatever reason, feels like they've been lied to. And I get, with government-related stuff, who trusts the government? Nobody trusts the government. There's going to be bullshit lies and conspiracies and things like that. And usually in those cases, though, you follow the money, and you can see why there's some motive behind the conspiracy or something like that. But the motive behind flat Earth is it doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Like I don't see it. What
are some of the examples of motive that you've heard?
And there's different groups of flat Earth, so that's a good point. Like different sects, I guess, believe different things, but some of them point to the Bible, and there's like a line in there about a firmament, and so they believe that, well, this guy wrote it 4,000 years ago, so that must be true forever. And never mind that it was a literary metaphor that was talking about the idea of I don't even know what it was talking about, but it doesn't matter, because it was a book that's been translated from 4 different languages that was written 5,000, however many thousands of years ago. That we've advanced since then. We figured shit out. Like we don't.
What is a firmament anyway? Because I thought you were just bringing up firmament because during the Mac Day episode of Always Sunny, Mac brings up firmament quite a bit. So I thought you were just doing that. What is a firmament?
Remember the Simpsons movie?
Yes.
A dome. So a big dome over the top of this flat Earth where I guess like fucking stickers you stick the stars in and whatever else, and the that separates heaven from earth, and water can sometimes fall through that, and that's rain and blah blah. Like I hate even saying it. It's such like the idea that they say so there's a firmament, and if you look at the UN symbol, that's the real. What are the UN's the fucking Riddler, leaving clues as to the truth of the Earth. Like the UN symbol has that's what the Earth really is shaped like, because you can see all the countries, and Antarctica is really a wall around the side. Why would they do? They go through all this trouble. This has been a conspiracy according to them. So like, heliocentric model of the solar system has been around since the ancient Greeks. So we're talking thousands of years. So this conspiracy has been in place for thousands of years. Is that what we're saying? How many hundreds of thousands of people are in on it to confuse what? Like 40 people? Like what are we going for here? What is it? Yeah.
If it's the right 40 people, you're trying to get the right 40 people down from advancing humanity.
The 40
into
people
it.
that question and know the truth, and and yeah. So there's a firmament, and it's a big pole. It goes up from the South Pole, and that's why nobody's allowed on Antarctica. And there's
big
dome.
Sorry to interrupt. Do you think?
Yeah.
Do you think that it's a marketing campaign by people who are complaining about their mints being too soft, just so they can come out with now a firmer mint?
Enough of these Mentos. This is a firmer mint.
They're trying to bring back the red and white mints. It's being pushed by the red and white mint agenda.
Grandparents for that stupid bowl of peppermints.
I like butterscotch candies these days.
Just thinking, I miss Werther's Originals.
They're so good.
They are.
They're so fucking good.
We need old school grandparents to bring them back. They are really good.
Or CVS.
I guess. Yeah.
They got them in CVS.
I relied on grandma for that, though. That's her thing. I don't want to step on any toes.
you get carded when you try to buy Werther's. It's like, no. You were born after 1961. You cannot buy Werther's.
Buy these. Yeah. Go get a Monster Energy at your age.
Firmament. Yes, I did.
Firmament.
Firmament.
So a pole from the South Pole is what holds the whole thing up. And that's why the government doesn't let anyone go to the South Pole. And that's why there's no flights that circumnavigate north to south.
Where's the North Pole?
Except the South Pole, Antarctica.
I know, but where's the North Pole during this? If the South Pole is holding up.
Oh, that's if you're looking from above, the North Pole is the dead center of the flat Earth, and all the other shit is around it. And the South Pole is a wall, and somehow there's something.
Oh,
that's a good point, dude. That is a good point right there, because yes, that doesn't make any sense. If the South Pole isn't one thing, how is there a pole coming up from there that holds the firmament up? If that's the wall going around.
Yeah, that was my
fucking
all right.
busted. Yeah, just a stupid question like that. That's all you need is one. Wait a minute, and the whole thing is bullshit. That's. But again, it's confirmation bias. It's the fact that there's these videos that say what you want them to say, and there's these other videos that don't. So your brain just goes towards and can come up with it. And these people are not dumb. That's the problem. Like, they're very smart that they can convince themselves that all this evidence staring them in the face is bullshit. They manage to mentally compartmentalize and push it aside and write it off. Like they're smart. They're not idiots. They're all very smart, but they aim the wrong way. Because one fucking question where you step back and go, wait a minute, let's look at this logically, and the whole thing falls apart. Because my whole point and where I was going with this was, you can book a vacation to Antarctica right now. It's bullshit. You can go to Antarctica whenever the fuck you want if you have the money for it.
Yeah.
And you can look at flight charts. There's flights that circumnavigate north. There's been people that have done that just to do it. Like, you can 100% do that. It's bullshit.
There's cruises that go specifically to Antarctica, and it stops at a couple of different random islands towards the bottom of South America.
There's a big New Year's Eve party every year in Antarctica.
Really?
Yeah, you just got to go.
All right. Is I don't know who's Diplo? Is Diplo there?
I don't know who that is.
I think it might be a DJ.
Oh, okay.
My only popular EDM DJ name that I knew was Tiesto, and he hung himself several years ago. And I hope that's not the reason that he's like, fuck, this guy knows about me. All right, everyone.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Apologies. This is the first time I've ever heard his name, so sorry about that, everybody that likes him. Which, again, is not going to be anyone listening to this. So.
Yeah.
I don't know about Ice Cube. I don't know if Ice Cube's a fan. But
you know what? Ice Cube actually hated him, so Ice Cube's back on board now.
Nice. Yeah.
Ice Cube had like 5 diss tracks written, and he's like, "Motherfucker."
Yeah, did it himself.
You played yourself.
Yeah.
I wasn't quoting a specific Ice Cube song, but there's no way he hasn't said that at any point in his career in a song.
Probably.
Right? Has to have.
Yeah. He might have even said it in one of the fucking RV movies. I could picture him. Like at the big climax where the bad guy gets his comeuppance. You played yourself.
Yeah. Or he did, what was the fucking movie? Wait. Oh, Anaconda?
Anaconda.
Yeah, that was right.
It has to be Anaconda.
Fucking chops the snake in the head and just, bitch. It's fantastic. It was great because what was that? That was like 95 or 96.
Yeah.
It's him, John Voight, Jennifer Lopez, like real early on.
Yeah. Oh, that was before anyone. That was J-Lo just presented her butt.
Yeah.
She didn't have insurance on it yet.
This was when she first had to start telling people that she was still, in fact, Jenny from the block.
Yeah. I think at that point, everyone still knew. Like that's, yeah. Selena didn't happen yet. So, yeah. She was...
That's right. She was acting first. She was in Money Train.
Yes. Oh, fuck. Good call. That was a good movie.
Yeah, I dug it. I think we need another Woody Harrelson, Wesley Snipes movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Like within the next year, I want somebody getting on this shit.
With everything is fucking bringing stuff back and making it a part 2. So why White Men Can't Jump 2? Let's do it.
Yeah, he's he's just old this time, and he actually can't jump.
Yeah, it opens up. They're playing in the park. They both pull their hamstring or pop an Achilles, and the rest of the movie is just them recovering.
And then it's their kids playing ball against the guy at the end of the first movies, or the first movie, because we're on the second one now.
So
it's just the kids playing basketball against each other.
And Rosie's daughter wins Jeopardy.
She hosts.
Yeah,
Jeopardy.
Yeah, she takes over.
Yeah.
All right. I'm telling you that backup idea of movies.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot the other one we pitched, but the it was the chimps, right? It was the fucking chimps. Yeah, okay. All right, so we'll do sequels and monkey-themed movies.
Yeah. Eventually, we will open our dog employee store. That's the true end goal for all our endeavors.
Just to get enough money to open a dog store.
Yeah,
that will
grocery
at least
store with dog employees.
And we're just the managers that come out to yell at the dogs when people can't get help.
Butch, ring him up. You're here for one thing. Ring him up and take his money. Let go of my apron. Let go of my apron. Ring him up.
Shit. That one never gets old. I love that one every time. That is a 20+ year joke now at this point, right?
My wife even hates it at this point. It's been going on forever. And we used to drive. I lived in Massachusetts for a while, and on the Mass Pike there's a sign for a dog hotel. Every time I snicker as stop it. But do you think it's a hotel for dogs? Or is it run by dogs? Maybe the bellhop is a dog. Stop it.
Instead of a bell, they have like a squeaker toy noise, and the entire staff just fucking just barrels down the hall. Right. Never mind that Hotel for Dogs bullshit movie. well,
Hotel by dogs, not for dogs.
Hotel by dogs.
Oh.
So, Antarctica cruises.
Okay, yeah, we got happy again for a minute. Let's bring it back the other way.
Yeah.
So there's also other ideas where NASA is a big evil empire. This one's a good one. So NASA's conspiracy is they want to win the space race and get ICBMs in outer space. That's the end goal.
Right.
But NASA was tricked, and NASA also believes the Earth is round. They don't know it's flat. Flat Earthers know. They've been so this fucking conspiracy to get things in space of where? What if it's not round? What the fuck is space? And also, if NASA was tricked, like this conspiracy again has been going on for thousands of years, and NASA like happily backed into it. Like it's all like what the fuck are you guys talking about?
So wait, you were saying NASA's the big bad, but they got tricked into. How are they the big bad if they got tricked into it?
They don't know even they don't know. Only Mark Sargent or whoever the fuck like there's 40 people they know the truth. Everyone else in the existence of the world, billions upon billions of people at this point, have been tricked, and they only found out the truth by doing their own research, which, by the way, means they watched 4 YouTube videos and have never stepped inside a goddamn library in their life. So I don't need to do your own research. You know what the fuck research is. You Googled something that you liked, and yup, I agree with that, because you already fucking agreed with it. So read a book. Read a book.
Study the equations.
Yeah. Yeah, and the scientist Isaac Newton, I think, said, "If I have great vision, it's only because I stood on the backs of giants." I'm paraphrasing; I don't have it exactly right, but it was along those lines. Stood on the backs of giants, because scientists already fucking proved that shit. If they spent going like, imagine every scientist had to go. All right, now let's reprove that. I don't know the light can be refracted, and now we got to like that. We would never get anything accomplished. It's only because someone figured it out. Like we talked about, 20 other scientists first tried to prove them wrong, found out they couldn't prove them wrong, so they came to an agreement and wrote it down. And then from there, you're able to build on and have new science and build on all of that. And it's only because of the 400 years of all this shit going on that you can now go to Twitter and say the Earth is flat and everyone's lying to us. Like, fuck you.
And that's it was a different thing I was watching right before you sent me when I asked you which stuff to watch. I was just kind of listening to it, and it's I forget her name already, but she's a German theoretical physicist.
Sabine.
Yeah,
Hass.
yeah, her.
Yes. I love her. Yeah.
Sabine Hassenfelder or something like that. She's very cheeky in her videos. Like she's got sarcasm, but she don't smile. Like she like fucking deadpans
it.
It's like, all right,
yeah.
I get you. She was bringing up that it's a large part of the issue is not that it's a oh god damn it, what are the words? Oh man. It's not that it brings the show to a grinding halt. It's just that it brings the show to a grinding halt, I think she said. Yeah, it'll come back to me.
Okay.
Which there might be a better spot for it anyway later on. But it's, I guess what it's not a scientific problem. It's a philosophical problem.
Yeah.
But, in that, just that you're just saying that you're doing like you were just saying is everybody has to just, you know what? Scrap it, start over. Let's start science from the beginning. All right.
Yeah.
And then that would take fucking forever. Like you were saying, there would be no progress.
Yeah,
of
let's take it from the top because we got to prove it to this fucking jerk off in his Oakleys in his pickup truck. Because I don't know. I look outside, it looks flat to me. Well, you're a fucking moron. So yeah, it does.
The Carl Sagan video you sent. I definitely remember seeing that at some point in the past, but yeah, just having the light, like the sun directly overhead, even on a much smaller scale, because it's the experiment of 2 obelisks, one in Alexandria and one in somewhere else.
A different place, miles away.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Yeah. Another place in Egypt that is far, but close enough that you can, ride to, I guess, in a couple days and communicate what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on.
And he had the sun, a much smaller scale. It was like a large piece of oak tag. They still calling it oak tag?
I think so.
Poster board, oak tag. Okay, cool.
I like oak tag better.
Yeah, right. It paints a very different picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't put together a good enough joke, so I will move on from that. Anyway, so piece of oak tag.
Yeah, no.
2 obelisks, and with the sunlight directly overhead, for his example, when he holds it flat, the shadows are the same. And then he just adds a little bit of curvature to the board, and the shadows are casting 2 very different shadows at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Because the shape is rounded and not flat across, and the angle is different of the light hitting the 2 things, even though the light source isn't moving or any different. The light source is the constant in those.
Yeah. You all you need is a friend, cell phones, and 2 sticks, and you can prove it yourself. And like 1 stick here, you drive west a mile and put a stick here. Let's measure the shadow. Tell me what it is, and it's going to be different. Boom, you can prove it right there. They figured it out thousands of years ago with big sticks that and like
how many people have tried that experiment with cell phones, and at least one of the people sends back a picture and there's just a shadow of their penis right next to it.
Anyone who hears this.
Your homework, kids. Send a picture. No, I'm not going to tell kids to do anything with pictures. No. And they're never mind.
Kids over 18. Yeah. Quote, kids in quotes.
Yeah. Kids, don't try this. That's what I would say. Children, don't try that.
Yeah, actual children should not listen to this anyway.
Right. Yeah. Actual children, as I go through puberty again. This is my favorite podcast, though, guys.
we do science for kids to understand. So I don't know. Maybe we are for the children. Maybe we're like Wu-Tang. It's like you're not for the children, but yeah, you are for the children. I wouldn't let my kids listen to you, but somehow ODB, you're right. You are for the children.
Wu-Tang is for the children. Now listen to this song where I say, "Stick my dunk in between your donut."
Is Wildflower for the children? That's the ghost. He starts out, "Yo, bitch, I fucked your friend. Yeah, you stank, ho." Like, no, skip it. That one's not for the children.
And when you were a children, it definitely wasn't for when your parents were in the car. They were just like, "No, skip." I don't want this taken away from me.
Did the video I sent you, just getting back to Flat Earth, there was that documentary on Netflix. I sent you that one video where they did the experiment to prove that the Earth was flat and accidentally proved the Earth was round.
Yeah.
Whoops. In that documentary, they did that twice. And one of them, they spent like $40,000 for some gyroscope. And they were like, "We're going to sit this here. And if it sits here for long enough, we're going to prove the Earth is flat. Because if the Earth was round, this would rotate about 15 degrees. And that's not blah, blah, blah." So they set it there and they came back, and guess what? It rotated about 15 degrees because the Earth is round, you fucking morons. Why aren't we past this? There's other real conspiracies that we could focus on. Like this, all this is doing is setting shit back. Actually, it's probably not even setting shit back because scientists don't listen to it. They just keep like inventing stuff and watching neutron stars collide and, you know, trying to figure out string theory. Like they're past this. They're not coming. You're lucky we have the time because
we have
the time to address this
and the resources.
Yeah,
required.
and a microphone. Yeah, the only resources you need is like 2 questions to go. Wait a minute, is that? Because okay, let's talk about sunrise.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a plane landing? When it's far away from you, what does it look like?
It looks very small and
very, very small
and bright, or like a light almost. Or that could just
and
be
then when
the
it
light
gets,
on the plane.
Yeah, from far away, like if you looked at that, there's no way a person can fit in that little dot. It's so far, it's so small. But then when it gets close, it's clearly big and people can get in it, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So if the sun is this ball that is rotating or spinning above the earth, like flat earthers say it is, you would see it in the distance smaller, come closer, get bigger overhead, and then as it went away, it would get smaller again, because that's what everything fucking does when you actually look at it. Like the moon and the sun, like flat earthers, do me a favor. When the sun comes up, I want you to get some kind of measuring device, and I want you to measure it as it just comes up over the horizon, and keep measuring it until noon. Stare at the sun with everything you got for 6 hours, please. And when it gets above your head at noon, note that it is the same goddamn size, because it is 93 million miles away and we're spinning. So we see it come up and set at the same size, because it's not moving like a plane as it comes closer or goes further away.
Now, I have a potentially sun or moon question. So when the sun first comes up or sets, there's the optical illusion that it looks a little bit bigger, right? Because of the
because there's stuff near it that there's a comparison.
Oh, like I know the moon definitely does it. Like when the moon first comes up, the moon looks larger. And then
if you were to take some kind of measuring device and measure it as it comes up and it's right near the trees or right near the houses and it looks larger, and then take that measuring device and when it's directly overhead, hold that, it's the same. It is exactly the same. It only looks smaller to your naked eye because there's nothing around to compare it to. Like if you just did this with your fingers, it's just because there's a house that's like that small next to it, but the moon is still only this, and then you go up overhead, and it's the same thing. It's just in empty sky, so there's no tree near it or house near it to make it look huge.
Oh, I always thought it was like some kind of like horizontal light refraction or something like that kind of gave it like a magnifying. That affects the color. Oh, okay. All right.
Color, but not the size. That's why sunsets are so orange, because the atmosphere is mostly nitrogen, and for a nitrogen just happens to be the right size molecule that the blue wavelength of light interferes with it and hits it, and that's why the sky is blue. It's all this blue wavelength bouncing off the nitrogen, lighting up the sky and making it blue. So when the sun is lower, it looks redder because there's more atmosphere that it's going through, because again, we're on a dome, so now you have, instead of just the atmosphere directly above you, there's all this sideways atmosphere that it's going through. So more of that blue light is being refracted and being taken away. So the only wavelengths you get directly from the sun are more towards the red side. So you get a red sunset.
Man, see, you're teaching me all kinds of shit, because I still had it in my head. Like, yeah, the sky's blue because it's the reflection of the ocean bouncing off the atmosphere. Yeah. All right.
Other way around, because you put water in a cup, it's clear. So the ocean is blue because it's reflecting the sky.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Dropping bombs on me. Shit.
And all of this is only possible because the Earth is fucking globe.
Now let's get into more of what flat earthers, because I have seen that there are, like, or you were saying that there's several subsects therein of the flat Earth, and do they squabble as well amongst each other?
I don't think so. I think they all just like, hey, at least you're questioning stuff, pal. Like that's the important thing, is that you don't buy whatever you're spoon fed. And again, none of these motherfuckers have ever been to a library, so.
And, like, that's the other thing with, back to it being a philosophical rather than scientific. So just because one of the conspiracies might be right, or that you believe, that doesn't mean scrap everything. Like,
yeah.
Just because there is a banking conspiracy with the Federal Reserve and all that, or at least that's a rabbit hole I've gone down many times. Even if that is 1,000% true, that doesn't mean that nothing at all is real.
Right.
Like, that doesn't.
Right.
There's so much space between everything is true and nothing is true.
Yeah.
There's so many degrees and hairs to split the whole length of the way between everything is and everything isn't.
Right.
Which now I'm starting to sound like I'm physics.
But 100%, that, like, there's conspiracy theory. Like, of course there are conspiracies, and of course some conspiracy theories are likely true. But yeah, just because you go, wait, and then this, and then this, and then JFK was assassinated because he was going to tell everyone the moon landing was fake, and it, like, that would make sense if the Earth wasn't really round and it's actually flat. And but again, who has anything to gain from this, or the idea that gravity isn't real? It's the Earth, the disk is constantly moving up, and that gives the illusion of gravity constantly moving up. Okay, so if that's the case, the entire disk is moving up, and that causes gravity. That would mean that gravity was the same everywhere on the disk. 9.8 meters per second squared is the acceleration rate for gravity that you're giving in high school physics, because it's the average. If you're actually in science and measure gravity, it's different in different places on Earth. It can go 9.7 blah 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 to 9.8 blah blah blah. It goes up and down. There might be a particularly dense ore deposit in one spot that causes a little extra gravity, or you're further up from the surface, so the gravity's a little less. And like, it's not the same everywhere. And actual scientists fucking already measured this shit, wrote it down, and moved on to the next thing. Like, we're so far past. Ugh.
So where is the strongest gravitational pull on Earth?
That I don't know. I don't know the exact specific. I just know it's not exactly 9.8 meters per second squared everywhere.
I just
as
proved
a
that the Earth is flat.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, because you can't answer that. No, I can't answer your question because it doesn't fucking mean anything. Like the idea, well, gravity's not real. The only real force is electricity or electromagnetism or blah blah blah. All right, explain the nuclear bomb. What comes out of there? Because we're splitting an atom. Where the strong force. Like when you break an atom, the nucleus of an atom, you're changing what it is, because the atomic count is what the element is. So that the strong force is the thing that holds that together. So you're breaking that, and that's what's being released. We figured all of this out and wrote it down, and moved on and went to the next thing. And that's why nuclear power was like, we're able to harness it at all, because there's proof right there that it's not just electromagnetism, sorry. Magnetism. And they're slippery too, because you present something like this and they have like well, that's only the case if blah blah blah, and it's really and the only dogs can't look up. Whatever the fuck back to that bullshit.
What are the sun and the moon doing if the Earth is being shot up and only being projected up? What are they doing during all
going
this?
up at the same speed, and all the stars also in the firmament, everything is all going up at the same speed. So yeah, what are they suspended by, or what are they held up above us by as we're moving up and experiencing this gravitational effect?
Is the sun not massive, and are the moon not massive as well? Like what?
There's some kind of lights, I guess, that God put there and decorated our flat Earth with. We're a fucking snow globe constantly moving up.
So that's what Earth, just all of existence of Earth has just been a child slowly picking up a snow globe.
Yeah, I guess so. And the fucking as he's lifted up, and they say the moon gives off cold light or cool light, because if you have a temperature in the forest at night and then you take the temperature in a field, it'll be colder in the field than in the forest. And, you know how heat works. There's nothing there to hold it down, so of course it goes up. That's like,
or like, do you know how your house is warm because there's stuff keeping it in?
Right, insulation.
Yeah.
You ever hear? I'm sure everyone's parent has said, "Wear a hat because heat escapes through your head." You know where that came from? They conducted it was military experiments that they conducted to see how to retain heat and stuff like that. So they had like an infrared reading on people out in the cold, and they were bundled up. None of these people were wearing hats, so the heat was escaping through their head, but they were bundled up everywhere else. But if they were wearing a hat and not wearing a right glove, we would all be saying heat escapes through your right hand, because that was the only place for heat to escape through, because there was nothing fucking covering it. Like, it's the same principle. There's nothing. Of course, it's colder. Like,
and what's fucked up about that is you usually wear a hat. It's cold. Heat escapes your head, but you were already wearing all that other shit. So
yeah,
in that specific set of circumstances, they weren't necessarily wrong.
No,
that is where the heat was escaping from.
It should be heat escapes whatever you don't cover. So cover it all. That's the, I guess, the accurate way to say it. So yeah, if you're not wearing a hat, heat will escape through your head. So put a hat on. But
fucking A.
Same fucking bullshit. Same idea though. And
all right. I am going to have to write down that heat escapes from whatever is not covered, and that the ocean is blue because the light reflects off the sky where there's not nitrogen, or it's not going through nitrogen. It's not coming through on the horizon.
It hits nitrogen.
Yes, hits the nitrogen.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta remember those ones. I'm not ending the conversation. I just wanted to make those mental notes for tomorrow.
Yeah, because you think of the sun. If you were to draw a picture of the sun, what color would you color it with a crayon?
Yellow usually.
Yeah. But the sunlight is white. The sun is white. We know that because if snow reflects all of the light that hits it, and snow is white. The only reason the sun looks yellow is because, again, with the spectrum of, Roy G. Biv or whatever, the blue is being reflected, so the light kind of shifts towards the reddish side, so it gets into the yellow because the blue is being taken out of it.
Oh, so the sun is green. All right.
The sun is white, but being refracted, but only the blue
sun is green minus the blue leaves you with a yellow sun. There we go.
You're
Figured
doing
it out.
RGB style?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing finger painting style. Fucking hey, man. That's crazy shit.
Yeah.
You're still managing to teach me shit in spite of being angry at a whole, being angry at the topic.
Bastards. And again, I feel for the people that fell for it. And I am fully aware that I am not a scientist and that I'm getting my information from YouTube, just like they're getting their information from YouTube. But like we talked about, like Galileo, Copernicus, Isaac Newton, Herschel, fucking Einstein, Niels Bohr, Alan Guth, Tesla, Hubble. Pick your fucking scientist. Like even now, like we've talked about Neil deGrasse Tyson, Brian Cox, Michio Kaku, name after name after name after name. I'd rather
Dale
stand
Bruin.
on the backs. I don't know who that is.
It was like,
but,
if you're not gonna make a name up, I'm gonna fucking throw it in. Christ.
Right.
Anyway, sorry,
But-
I cut you off.
Yeah, but I would rather stand on the backs of those giants than Mark fucking Sargent. That's all I'm saying. Like, yeah.
Yeah, where's his books?
Yeah, no, nothing. He just goes, I don't think that's true. And you didn't got to prove it. The burden of proof is on you. The burden of proof, it's been in the library for 400 years. It's Get off the internet.
The
Get off
proof
the internet and read a
is
book.
not the burden in this conversation.
Right. Yeah. You're right.
It's clearly you, Mark Sargent.
Scientists are trying to figure out whether the universe is a holographic projection of a lower dimensional environment. Like, the Earth is round. We're past that. Shut the fuck up. We're so far beyond.
There's one of the, what's the thing that has, with smoke from volcanoes? What's the deal with that? I know that there's something with that.
So if the Earth is spinning,
Uh-huh.
so you see a train moving, and the train gives off smokes, and as the train is moving, the smoke trail goes back.
Right.
Because it's puffing off and the air resistance is blowing out. So if the Earth is spinning, how come the smoke from this volcano goes straight up and isn't getting blown back by the air resistance? Number one, there's no fucking air in space, so there's no air resistance. That's why the Earth doesn't slow down as it spins at the speed it's spinning. If there was air resistance, we would slowly spin into the sun. But there's nothing out there to resist it, so it doesn't make any sense for you to talk about why isn't there a trail of this. And number two, gravity, the entire atmosphere, because you got to remember, every particle, solid, liquid, gas, whatever it is, it's just some kind of excitation or energy in this quantum field or whatever that's all pulled together in one spot. So the gravity also holds the atmosphere, gas as well. It's like there's nothing to whip. There is a solar wind, and it does strip away at the atmosphere. At the outer atmosphere, we lose a certain tiny percentage, but we do lose some as the solar wind goes. But we have the magnetic belts that block a lot of it. But there's nothing else out there to actually move the atmosphere. Like, so as the Earth's moving, what's going to push the wind, the air back? There's nothing there. It's a vacuum.
See, I guess I didn't hear that analogy correctly then. I was taking it as, why isn't there a trail of just like within the atmosphere still? Like just a couple thousand feet above the top of the
I guess because the
volcano.
wind's not blowing. Because if the wind was blowing, it would move it. But the spinning of the volcano as the Earth orbits.
I get what the point is. So it was, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. So if the volcano, as the Earth revolves or whatever, why doesn't this volcano eruption trail as the Earth spins? Because it's in the atmosphere. What's it trailing against? As the Earth rotates, there is nothing to push it back. It's like being in a bus. If you're in a bus, you can get up and walk to the front. If you're in a bus with no top, now you have air resistance. It's a different story.
Right.
Like,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Yeah. All right. So a visual would be like Superman in the first Christopher Reeve Superman when he's flying around Earth to turn time backwards. So
Just to
like
save Lois.
that.
Fuck everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't he like stop the dam and like he did all this other shit, but Lois died, so we went back in time and just saved Lois. Everything else happened again, right?
Yeah.
They didn't address that.
Yeah. You figured he just would have been like flying around reinforcing dams and putting out mattresses for people that were falling off buildings or whatever, so they would land on those and fucking.
He should have just went back 2 days and put Lois somewhere else. Not a thinking man, that Superman.
No, well, love does crazy things to a man, even a Superman.
I guess.
Let's see, what other? Do I have any other flat Earth questions? Moon and the ice wall. So the ice
wall. That's what Antarctica is supposedly, and it holds in the oceans. Because without the ice wall, the oceans would drip off the side. Side of what to what? I don't fucking know. Because what is down without gravity? What is down? It doesn't mean anything. Like it's going to fall off to what? There needs to be gravity for it to fall.
And then what happens with where does the water? How does the water get back? How we not just run out of water?
The ice wall keeps it all in.
Oh, okay. So if there wasn't an ice wall, then
yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, then we would lose it.
Gotcha. All right.
But what? Yeah. Why is there an ice wall though? Because ice only happens where it's really cold. So is there a very distinct temperature difference between this ice wall and the ocean that it contains?
I guess maybe it just gets warmer as you go in towards the center.
Is there a slush medium between the ice wall and the ocean? Because no, there's not, because people have been to Antarctica. And what are we protecting? What's on the other side of the ice wall? Is more resources that the government doesn't want you to know about? Like who's using any of this, or like there's no reason for it. And again, thousands of years we've been, or 1,000 years we've been maintaining this conspiracy through tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people. We couldn't fucking keep the end of Game of Thrones a secret. You don't think this shit would get out at some point? Like somebody would go, I used to work for them. The Earth is actually really flat. Here's the picture. Like no, we had Snowden in our lifetime. Like there's whistleblowers. They exist. Somebody would have. It's willful blindness, really.
And there's I watched a video. I think it was Adam Conovery from Adam Ruins Everything. He does a couple good things here and there, but this specific thing was about the way your brain reacts to having evidence presented to you that directly contradicts what you believe. And it's, according to the video I watched, either in the same area or the same spot in your brain that also recognizes pain. Like it's so it's presenting people with direct contradictions to what they believe. People are way more likely to double down on what they believe, which is why anytime someone tries to post any type of a meme that concisely comes up with a point that directly contradicts somebody else's viewpoint, it's never going to win an argument. You know, they're just going to keep believing what they believe, and the person's going to keep believing what they believe, and that's why arguing on the internet doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I've never seen on some. I shouldn't say never, because there are occasional here and there, but by and large on the internet, when somebody argues with somebody else, you don't see someone go, "Oh shit, that was a good point. I never thought of it like that."
Yeah.
It's always just fuck your mother.
Yeah, it's like only if you're going into a thing having an open mind and quote unquote being awake doesn't mean, oh, this is the diametrically opposed belief that I have that no one else believes. It's having an open mind means you're willing to admit you're wrong.
Yeah, and that's the thing about science is the Big Bang Theory that's widely accepted, has been for 40, 50 years, however long. If evidence comes out tomorrow that disproves the Big Bang Theory or shows that something else happened, scientists will go, we were wrong. We thought it was this, but this new evidence says it was actually something else. And this whole time we were wrong. Isn't this cool? Now we can figure out the next couple. Like, it's not, well, this guy wrote a book 5,000 years ago and it hasn't changed since. And it has to be exactly like it doesn't. And people can't ever like go, I wasn't born knowing everything. Like I learned that at some point. I thought this way originally, but I learned this, and now I know this, and now I understand this better. Like there's no I don't know allowance for that.
Like when I help people at work, I started saying this response as a joke, and it usually always gets a laugh. But it's true. Like people go, "Oh, you learn something new every day," and I say, "Only if you're willing." But it's the truth. If you're not willing to learn anything new again, you're never going to learn anything new again.
Yeah.
Like the brain's closed off and doesn't want to take in any new information.
100%.
Yeah, it's got kind of serious and
the brain is the fucking, like we said, it's looking for threats and trying to eliminate the threats. So for people that feel disillusioned, people that feel like what they know is being shaken and everything that's happening is changing the way of life, that is a threat to their survival. I mean, it's legit. And again, I'm not calling anyone who believes in flat earth stupid. They're actually smart. They're just being dense about it. And they're not taking a step back and looking at the real evidence, because it doesn't matter if the earth is flat or if the earth is round. You still have to go to work tomorrow. It doesn't, like, there's no prize for figuring out, oh, everyone's been lying to everybody for 100,000 years. And it turns out me and Bill are the only two smart people that really know what's going on. What's your prize?
Yeah.
You still got to go to work. You still got to pay taxes. You're still a fucking, schlub like the rest of us. Except for Mark Sargent. He makes his fucking, his money off the disillusioned. Yeah, fuck him.
Now, also, I like to at least mention honorable mention for the perpetuation of the most recent resurgence is trolls.
Yeah,
because there's so much fanning the flames, and it is so hard to read. Like, I consider myself still pretty savvy with knowing what the kids think are hip, and stuff like that. And
I'm down.
Yeah, I'm pretty jive. Like with meme trends, like at least the popular ones, that there's things that I'm reading and I'm like, I can't tell if they're being sarcastic or not anymore. Like it's just such a layered, convoluted sentence, and you're like, I try to look at it from a few different ways, and it's like I don't know what they're trying to say with this one at all anymore. Because it's mocking the people who are mocking the people who are mocking the people, and it's like I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I would need to see the first thing in this line to figure out what this last person is trying to say. So with that said, someone who goes in cold to a running joke of a year and a half about the Earth being flat, and then can just see one or two memes with that, run with that, present it as fact, and just next thing you know, Mark Sargent has a lot of money for no reason.
Yeah. Funny aside, but I just thought of this while you were telling that story, with not being able to, like, teenagers now, I've been exposed to more of them as I'm a basketball coach, so there's a lot of interaction, more so than I guess in the past, but, except when I was a teenager. But now, like, they are so sarcastic that I can't tell what they're talking about. There was a basketball game I was coaching, and there was a foul, and one of the kids on the other team went down, and he started making this horrific noise that still haunts me. But I thought he got the wind knocked out of him, but the lady that was keeping score got up and ran over to him, and I was like, what happened? And there were two other kids that were, like, doing the scoreboard, teenagers, and they go, I don't know, she seems to think his arm is broken. And they're, like, rolling their eyes and making that sound, talking about this. And I was like, is it? And the one kid goes, well, yeah, it looks pretty bad. I was like, well, then why did you say it like that? She seems to think. No, his arm is broken. It was, like, dangling. His wrist was big. Like,
such dicks.
yeah, exactly. There's no reason she thinks his arm is... Well, she thinks his arm is broken because his arm is fucking broken. You can see it from here. Why did you say it like that?
Yeah, that says what I was trying to say way more concisely. Okay. It's you're taking a fact and, like, no, this is the truth. She seems to think his arm is broken. No, it's she seems to think his arm is broken.
Yeah,
is how that sentence should be delivered when you're trying to convey that that's the truth.
Right. Yeah, without the psh and the
Fucking hey, man.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Why couldn't they just be kind of dicks like us? Everyone's just being a little bit more dickier.
I guess because, like Steven Seagal, they take themselves too seriously for no fucking reason. Like, you're a meat bag on a fucking hourglass anyway. Like, relax. No one here gets out alive. It's not that serious. The Earth is round, and it doesn't impact our day-to-day existence. In fact, it makes it cooler because it's only by knowing the Earth is round that we have, like, GPS and cell phones, and I don't know, you can get porn while you wait for the bus. Like, it's amazing.
You can get porn when you're on the bus too, I've heard.
Yeah. You can film porn while you're on the bus. There's so many things.
You can film someone watching someone else film porn on the bus.
Yeah.
With your phones.
Right. Don't fight it. Lean into it. Galileo 400 years ago went, wait a minute. And now we got it. We know it, and we're using it for other shit. My favorite. So there's another argument. I just want, before we go, I've heard this before with, so if the Earth is moving and we're going around the sun and everything is spinning, why don't the constellations change? Why have they been the same forever and ever and ever? It's like, you fucking moron. They change every season, and they haven't been the same for 1,000 years. There's document, like, again, go to a library because all this shit is already written down. Like, it's
if all you have to do is go to another conspiracy theory, which I kind of believe this one a little bit, at least to a certain degree. There's legit ones. Of like the precession of the. I forget what it's called. Not the constellations. What are the horoscope signs called?
The constellations or the zodiac.
It's something like that. It's the precession of the zodiac, or whatever. But that is from the wobble in the rotation of the Earth's axis. So every 27,000 years, it's facing. You're kind of seeing more clearly one specific. Of the zodiac signs, and the some of the stuff in Egypt, either the pyramids or I think it might be the Sphinx, is facing true north if you do sky maps, like you do maps of the sky and then wind them back, much like in the final episode of Moon Knight. I'm not spoiling anything. I'm just saying that's what happened. It just happened in there. It was pretty cool. But anywho.
It came out like 2 years ago.
I wasn't sure if you saw it or
right
not.
now. You're not going to watch it. Oh, no, yeah.
Put you on blast.
Marvel shit I usually go out of my way to, because the kids can watch that too.
Okay. Well, yeah. So
Sorry.
anyway, like he was doing, we wound the sky back, the night sky back.
Yeah.
So you can do that with computer programs and shit. And it doesn't face it now, but during the last wobble, it was facing Leo, the constellation of Leo.
Okay.
Which it is not anymore, which is some alleged evidence that the Sphinx is significantly older than the 6,000 years, or 6,000 to 10,000 years older. I read a whole book on that one.
Is it aliens?
No, it's just
okay.
it's that cataclysmic level events have wiped out the Earth. Not to full complete extinction, or humanity rather, civilization has wiped out civilization, and it's just constantly being rebuilt back up. Which, if you think about it, all the old shit that's made of stone when shit was less civilized, still there.
Yeah.
All this stuff we use day to day, our laptops, our phones, and anything electronic. A meteor hits anywhere near us, even a big fucking one, they're all going to be gone. They're underground for 500 years. They're all going to be gone. It's going to be fucking...
Yeah.
There's none of that shit's going to be left. All that's left is the big, crude shit made of fucking rocks.
Yeah. Silicone don't last like stone.
Yeah. That old saying, silicone don't last like stone.
Yeah.
But
coined it now, man. We'll put that on t-shirts, I think.
That's definitely the one that I dig. Graham Hancock gets a lot of shit for that. He's a proponent of that. I read one of his books.
But you can see that there's legitimacy. I'm not going to say legitimacy, but there's like, it makes sense as far as you can connect those various dots. There was a point in human history where the civilization, like the species, was down to like 20,000. It was like the amount of Homo sapiens that were left could fill a football stadium, basically. And there was a genetic bottleneck because of some catastrophic events that occurred, and that was probably when the Toba volcano erupted around that time. I don't remember exactly the time frame, but it was tens of thousands of years ago. So it could be in a similar time that maybe there was more people before that, and then that shit happened and people got wiped out, and what's left?
And I would like to use that phrase, by the way. I feel like that's a good thing to throw around for some, like, an insult. But look at this fucking genetic bottleneck over here, huh? Hey, why don't you tell this fucking genetic...
Turn left, you genetic bottleneck. Make the left. Hurry up.
Hey, genetic bottleneck. Why don't you use that neural network and get the fuck out of my way, huh? Several episode ago callback.
That was excellent.
Yeah, the last thing I'll say on this before we just... with all conspiracy theories and stuff, I was probably in like 2010. I was not in a good place mentally at all. Not that I'm in a good one now, but at least I'm happy.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that was right when that Zeitgeist documentary came out.
Oh, okay.
I forget the stuff but that's like the stuff about Jesus, and then Jesus being the same story being told over and over again, and
sure,
there's a bunch of proof for that one.
Yeah.
There's the Federal Reserve, and I forget what the other one is. It might be the moon landing being faked, but yeah. So that thing was going on around
2/3. I'm with you, but yeah.
And like, I just was so deep into it, like to the point where I would be like arguing with people in YouTube comments and then getting blocked and then making another account so I could go back and like continue fighting with them.
I think what this guy said seems pretty good.
And I even, oh man, it's so embarrassing now. Like I had my name, my regular one that I do everything with, and then that one got blocked by this guy. So I created one called Observe and Report because it sounded like I was like trying to get to the bottom of shit, but it was like maybe a C-level Seth Rogen movie that came out that wasn't even that good at the time.
No, that was not Paul Blart,
yes.
right? There was the other one. Yeah.
But yeah, like I remember doing that, and then like one day I was just like I remember getting up the next morning, going back and checking the comments again, and like hitting refresh, and be like, "What the fuck are you doing? Yeah. This is so shitty. Like, there's no point in doing this." So
there's no fucking way that person's gonna go, "You are right, and you made me see some things that I didn't consider," and like they're not. There's no way that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Fucking.
And that's why, again, I mean, this episode, I don't know. I know it's not changing anyone's mind, and I know that again, YouTube is where I'm getting my information, just like YouTube is getting their information. And my confirmation bias tells me that science is right, and their confirmation bias tells them that they. But again, I'd rather back Newton and fucking Einstein. Like I'm on Team Einstein. If I got to pick a team, like. If someone does something smart, you say, "Way to go, Einstein!" Like his name is synonymous with being smart. I'm not picking Sargent over fucking Einstein. But
yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? And even then, like getting back to the sarcasm, like people would, well, now like if you blunder something, "Oh, way to go, Einstein!" Like conversely, you can go, "Oh, way to go, Sergeant." You know, like no sarcasm.
That should be the way to go. Yeah.
All right, I think that's a cool place to wrap it up. I think we covered all our bases.
Fuck you, Mark Sargent. Let me see you. Let me catch you in the streets.
Fuck you, Mark Harley Sargent. Get him out of here.
Yeah. No, for real, if I ever saw Mark Sargent in public, I would pretend that I didn't recognize him and walk away as quickly as possible. I don't want to make it sound like I'm a tough guy and I'm threatening anybody. That's fair. It's very important to know that I'm a bitch and I'm not going to confront him.
Oh, you know what? I don't know what he looks like. So give me one.
He looks like a fucking dad nerd. You should have a pocket protector instead of millions of dollars.
How do you spell his name? Sargent. Is it Mark K. Sargent?
I think it's.
Is that him?
Yeah,
this guy.
I don't know if the K is right or not, but
nah, I can't come up. Yeah, I was gonna say just whoever he looks like, be like, "Aren't you this celebrity?" And be like, "No." Oh, okay, then never mind. Like that.
Mark Sargent. No, he looks. I don't know. Can you see this?
Yeah, that's who I was just looking at.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, it looks like he coaches a fucking soccer team.
I was gonna say he looks like it looks like he's on the just keeps missing the cut of the Pro Tour on PGA.
Yeah, right. Yeah, he's one of those dudes from Happy Gilmore that gets the $2,000 check instead of one of the big ones.
His check comes in the mail.
Yeah. But yeah, he's rich because of this shit, because people and it's like there's a ton of distrust that's been generated by various authority type establishments. So I mean it's not coming from nowhere, and I sympathize with these people that they're focusing on this when there's other things that we could actually, I don't know, do something about. Because again, what if everyone goes up? You're right, everybody. The Earth is flat, and then flat earthers go, "Ha, gotcha!" And then guess what? Gas is still $5 a gallon. Like it doesn't fucking mean anything.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it feels like it's building a case, like building evidence towards, like, I don't know, to get enough people on your side and then overthrow the government. And then, cool, you overthrow the government. Then what? Gas is going to be $5 a murder.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Now you're going to make deals with other countries that, like, yeah, stop it.
Yeah. It all seems exhausting. That's why I don't pay attention to any of it anymore.
The only conspiracy I like is that Ted Cruz is actually a lizard. I believe that one.
Fucking, who was it? I want to say Dick Cheney, maybe, might have called into Opie and Anthony, and Louis C.K. was
really
guest on the show, and he just kept derailing the interview by asking him if he is or isn't actually a lizard person. Pretty great.
I bet he never said, no, I am not a lizard person. He probably never.
He didn't. And that Louis C.K. jumped on him about that. He's like, see, he's not denying it.
Right. But unfortunately, that's circling back. That's the flat earth theory that scientists aren't saying blah, blah, blah. They're busy.
Yeah.
They're busy. They're not worried about you.
Yes, they don't want to.
I will address you. Email me. Whatever. Hit us up on our show shit.
Yeah.
We did the socials already.
Right?
We'll
do them again. It's never a bad idea.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago. Under the Guise of Science, Guise, at Gmail, on Facebook, on Instagram. Twitter is
at Science Guys.
Yeah. Check us out. I like saying it like Harry Carey too. Under the Guise of Science. There were some experiments performed under the guise of science. Turned out to be unnecessary surgeries. Speaking of surgery, we got a real surgeon on the mound this afternoon. Thank you.
We don't have the sound effects don't work. So.
I'm not going to be any funnier than that. Gonna tap out here. Rate, subscribe, follow us. Smash that subscribe button, bro.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Auto download. Whatever else. Hit all the buttons that are available to you related to us.
Yeah, and if the Patreon's not up yet, it will be. So get ready to Patreon us.
You can email us where to meet you, and I'll come get the money directly.
Unmarked car pulls up behind. I'm like, all right, where's the drugs? I'm like, there are none. I just like this podcast, so I was giving him money.
Yeah, I was giving him 35 cents for the month.
I thought Patreon was code for peyote.
Speaking of peyote, this outfielder doesn't know where.
Speaking of hallucinogens, Doc Ellis, 3-2 count. All right, that's all I got.
Thanks for listening, guys.
We'll see you next time. Ooh, this is a good long one.
Anger drives it.
All right, till next time. Bye.